and Spiderweb, and you know, we talking old. We going back to like mid to late 80s. You know what I'm saying? So all of them to me was an inspiration. I was just happy to be up there at BLS. Like, and you know, one day I came up there and Mike Tyson was up there, and I was like, oh shit, they got Mike Tyson. I'm only 15 years old, you know, getting play, all these people. Then actually I broke a few records. You know, De La's 3 Feet High and Rising, Special Ed's first album, you know what I'm saying? Like, I broke those records, you know, so I was proud of that. And, you know, it was a great place to be at that time.
Did you have a lot of love for radio? I mean, obviously I'm a radio dude. Did you have,
I did once I got hired, you know what I'm saying? Once I got hired, I was like, oh, I work for a radio station, you know what I'm saying? So that was, and Marley used me like Fridays and Saturdays before we started rotating with like Clark Kent. And it was, Clark, I think, would have Fridays and I would have Saturdays, and then vice versa. But I remember I was holding it down for 2 nights, Fridays and Saturday nights, just me. So, you know, at that age, you know what I mean? And, you know, I built a name.
So what was the first official Pete Rock credit, and how did it come about?
I don't know if you remember a group called Groove Be Chill. They were the first people I worked with. By myself. I was 16 at that time. And they had an album called Starting From Zero, which I did the title track, and then another song on there called There It Is. And I didn't know what the fuck I was doing in the studio. I was mad at the engineer. We kept beefing with each other, like, yo, this, that, and the third. It was in Chungking. Chungking used to be off of Canal, and used to be these big giant rats in the fucking studio, like huge rats running across, like, yo, what up? You know, like the rats was like, what's good? But it was cool, man. And then after a few days of struggling, you know, I went back to the studio, and then me and the engineer started getting along. We started, you know, to get these songs done. And then, you know, after that, it was basically everything just started falling into place.
So what was the next one?
Just lots of Heavy D production, a lot of Heavy D stuff, and then from Heavy D came lots of other stuff.
You, of course, you did Don't Curse.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the first classic? Is that like the first bona fide classic you did?
Thank you very much. That's the first posse cut that I did that was like a fun record where, you know, we were challenged by someone saying, I bet you guys can't make a record without cursing. So we did Don't Curse. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so at what point in this process did you meet Corey, OCL Smooth?
OCL Smooth, we was in high school. We met in high school. And I think I was in 11th grade. And, you know, he's a goon type dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up with a lot of thugs, you know what I mean? But,
and a lot of us, I feel like as listeners, we really weren't aware until stories came out way later because of the role you guys played in hip-hop.
Yeah.
We always think, you know, CL at night would just go home and like listen to jazz records and drink tea. So you guys were pretty different.
Yeah, we were pretty different, but, you know, at that time we were young too, so, you know, in the beginning, we didn't click as much. We used to fight over music, like fist fight over music.
What do you mean over music?
Like, I would make him a beat, and if I didn't want to use that beat, or if he felt a way about a certain beat he wanted, and I would disagree. We would just have disagreements about music and get to.
So what was the first one that you guys agreed was like, all right, we got some shit right here?
Yeah, I mean, we made a bunch of stuff before we started, like, you know, soloing out certain songs. You know what I mean? We had like at least, like, no lie, like 50 songs.
Before All Sold Out?
Yeah, before all that we got signed off of our basement demos. Like, out of the 50, we played. We went to a bunch of different labels, but, you know, Electro was our last stop. So we took like 15 songs with us up there and played them. And at the time, Raul Roach was the president. And, you know, at that time, Dante Ross wasn't, you know, he didn't, a lot of people think that he signed us, but it was Raul Roach who signed Pete Rock and CL Smooth. And Bob Krasnow was the head of Electro Records at that time. So, you know, and then Dante came into play, like, you know, after we got signed, he A&R'd the project, and, you know, made sure we made it to photo shoots and stuff on time.
Was he involved musically, or just sort of overseeing the project?
Not musically. I was the one doing all the music, like all of the music. You know what I'm saying? Because I was that kid in my house just having fun, making beats. Like, I don't think, I was in another place where nobody else was, you know? And the work, I didn't even feel it. I didn't feel tired. I was just excited that I found something, you know, that I was doing that made me happy. You know what I'm saying?
So the